Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, I come to you today with an update regarding Jeffrey Epstein and his client list, flight logs, all this stuff that the FBI has supposedly been investigating since the beginnings of the Trump administration. Trump made it a campaign promise that the Epstein files would be fully released, and even back in March of this year, the Attorney General Pam Bondi was making statements about how they knew they didn't have all the files and that they were waiting on more stuff to come in. She said on Fox News.
Well, sure. And you're looking at these documents going, these aren't all the Epstein files. You know, there were flight logs, there were names and victims' names. And we're going, where's the rest of the stuff? And that's what the FBI had turned over to us. And so a source said, whoa, all this evidence is sitting in the Southern District of New York. Yeah. So based on that, I gave them the deadline, Friday at 8, a truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI. Cash is going to get me and himself, really, a detailed report as to why all these documents and evidence had been withheld. And, you know, we're going to go through it as fast as we can, but go through it very cautiously to protect all the victims of Epstein, because there are a lot of victims.
Well, you had identified in...
That's right, a truckload of evidence was dropped off for them to go through. Specifically, I want to note that she said there are names in this. Flight logs, names, and victims' names is what she says in the video. You can imagine my shock when the results of their investigation say that Jeffrey Epstein did not have a client list. In a truckload of documents that you received, that you were sifting through cautiously and as fast as you could, you couldn't find a single group of people who were buying from Jeffrey Epstein. What exactly is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail for right now? Now, if you would like to read the full document, it'll be on screen for you now. You can take as much time as you want, pause the video if you'd like to read through this, but the most important thing in this is the third paragraph. This systemic review revealed no incriminating, quote, client list, end quote. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So not only do these Epstein files not exist, but anybody who could possibly be connected to the Epstein files no longer going to be investigated. At least, not by the current administration's FBI. Unfortunately, like you, I realize this doesn't make sense because I can remember years back when Biden released parts of Epstein's files, or at least that address book that came out. And Donald Trump was in that at least 10 times. I want to say it was a dozen, 15, something like that. But he was in the address book that was leaked by Biden's administration. Of course, the Fell For It Again award for this one goes out to that fun bunch of right-wing influencers that all got their handy-dandy Epstein Files Phase 1 binders for them to show off on their social media teams. I wonder how they're going to play this off. I guess these files don't exist, right? Whatever they got handed out, that was clearly a PR stunt by Trump's team. You can see that lady in the back with the Trump was right about everything. So far, I think the only thing he's been right about is that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose any support because he has not fulfilled any of his campaign promises. This Epstein stuff should have been a slam dunk for him. Apparently, it was just full of Democrats. Biden and Clinton and all those people were in it. So what was the big idea? But now these files don't exist. And now the FBI won't investigate anybody who could be tertiarily involved. So I guess that's it. Let's just wrap all this up in a nice bow and push it off to the side because we got war in the Middle East to deal with, right? I do have to say, though, it is kind of confusing with Ghislaine Maxwell still in jail. Like, what is she doing in there, genuinely? If there is no client list, if she wasn't selling to Jeffrey Epstein's clients, then what did she get charged with? I'll have to Google that after I finish this video, but I don't really know what to look forward to with this moving forward because it seems like they want this to be done with. I guess until some crazed right-winger breaks into a government facility to figure out the real truth behind Epstein. Y'all try to have a good day.